What's up, guys? Feed information here. So the market was pretty dry today. In fact, it actually ended up 0.2 down across the board. As you can see, 0.22, 0.22, and 0.23 for the Dow Jones, S&P, and NASDAQ. But then the earnings happened after the market closed. And as you can see, Facebook is now up almost 9%. It actually peaked at about 10% up. As you can see, it's almost at 183.50, and now it's popped down about $1 more. So now it's up 8.89%. So let's go ahead first and take a look at their earnings. So we have Facebook up 5% in early after-hours action after generally topping and meeting expectations across Q1 earnings report. Daily active users were in line at 1.56 billion, up 8%. Monthly active users edged expectations by coming in at 2.38 billion, also up 8%. We had a good quarter and our business and community continues to grow, says CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Total revenues rose 26% to 15.08 billion. Ad revenues jumped 26%, that's crazy, to 14.9 billion, which means that's most of their revenue right there. Mobile ad revenue made up 93% of the total, up from 91% last year. Costs and expenses, meanwhile, jumped 80% to 11.76 billion as the company took on a 3 billion legal expense charge tied to the ongoing Federal Trade Commission inquiry. That amount could reach 5 billion, the company says. That expense jump crimped. I feel like that's a mistype. I don't know what that word means. Income from operations, which dropped 39% to 3.3 billion, operating margin, which fell to 22% from 46%, and net income down 51% as reported to 2.43 billion, So, actually taking a better look at their revenue and stuff, we have Facebook Q1 non-GAAP EPS of 1.89, which beats by 0.27, meaning that the EPS was expected to be 1.62, and basically that's like a 15% beat, basically, so not a bad beat. The GAAP EPS was 0.85, which actually missed by 0.76, so that was a pretty big miss, but more people seem to be worried about the non-GAAP EPS versus the actual GAAP EPS. The revenue of 15.08 billion, up 26% year over year, and beats by 110 million, so barely beat, but regardless, it did beat. And then moving on, we do have Microsoft. So my portfolio is going to be looking really good tomorrow because both of these stocks are clearly going to be going up as the market opens tomorrow. Microsoft beats by 0.14, beats on revenue, so they posted a 1.14, beat by 0.14, so they're expected to put $1 EPS basically. Revenues of 30.6 billion, up 14.1% year over year, and they beat by 740 million. Taking a deeper look into it, Microsoft beats Q1 estimates with Azure strength. Azure beating estimates and Windows shaking off the Intel chip shortage. So I guess that was going to somehow affect their earnings, but it didn't much. Segment revenue breakdown, Intelligent Cloud 9.65 billion in revenue. The consensus was only expecting 9.3 billion, so they beat by 350 million basically. More personal computing, 10.68 billion. Consensus only thought it was going to be 10.5 billion, so they beat by 180 million there. Productivity and business, 10.24 billion. They were expecting 240 million less than that at 10 billion. Productivity and business revenue grew 14% year over year, with Office Commercial up 14% in constant currency, and Official Consumer grew 10% year over year. LinkedIn, which was an acquisition that they really put big bucks on the line for, was up 29%, guys. Intelligent Cloud grew 24%, with Azure beating estimates up 75% compared to the 76 gain in Q2. More personal computing increased 9%, with Windows OEM revenue up 9%, Windows Commercial up 20%, Surface up 25%, and gaming up 7%, search ad revenue x-TAC up 14%. So just everything was up. Capex came in at 2.57 billion compared to the 4.54 billion consensus. I'm not sure what Capex is, so I'll have to look deeper into that. But regardless of really good earnings from Microsoft, I'm not sure if we have a more detailed earnings of Visa yet, but I know that they did post their revenue. Yes, we do. All right, so Visa beats by 0.07, so barely beat, but they beat. At 1.31, they were expecting a 1.24 EPS. 5.49 billion, up 8.3% year over year. and they beat by 30 million. Then taking a deeper look into it, we have Visa Q1 driven by payment volume and process transactions, as they do have trillions of transactions. Visa beating the consensus estimate by 7 cents and up from 1.11 a year ago. Q1 net revenue of $5.49 billion rose 8% from $5.0 billion a year ago, as payments volume rose 8%, cross-border volume increased 4%, and processed transactions rose 11%, even as high as they are. Exchange rate shifts hurt net revenue growth by 1.5% points, and a new revenue accounting standard increased net revenue growth by 0.8. That's interesting. So for 2019, adjusted EPS at high end of mid-teens, including one. They're getting into numbers I'm not really sure. I'm not too sure what exactly this is saying, so I'm just going to skip that stuff, guys. Sorry. Client incentives as a percentage of gross revenue was 22 to 23% for H2 and low end 22 to 23% for full fiscal year. So definitely interesting, guys. They're getting a little bit crazy with some of the words here because I don't even know what relevance that really has to like the numbers that I care about, but those first two articles there, or first two paragraphs, are what really you want to take out of this. They're doing well in that their transactions are increasing. You already kind of know what you're going to get with Visa anyways, which is why it kind of bothers me that they didn't really move much in the market, but a lot of investors already have the earnings that just came out. I forget the word, but it's already been put into the stock. Like, they already have that valued in. That's what it's called. They already have it valued in. So they were expecting that. Therefore, the stock doesn't really need to rise much more. But anyways, those were 3 earnings that I really wanted to cover. I would cover PayPal too, but I'm just not as interested in PayPal. Even though I know it is a good stock, I'm more interested in Visa, so I chose to cover that one instead. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to throw a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I will be posting a video probably like 6 in the morning or something right after I get off work, so stay tuned for that. Feed You Information, out.